Somebody want to tell me where this thing is broadcasting by any chance? And then we're going to get rolling today.
Let me check your personal page because it's not on the group page.
I want it on GSD.
Let me see the personal page.
Should be on Growth Stack Drive, and it should be on my Ken Johnson page. That's where it should be at.
I see it on your personal page. I haven't seen it on the GSD site yet.
Is it on my personal page or is it on my influencer page?
Oh, I don't know. I think I have your influencer page.
This one?
No, yeah, that's not it. It's not that. That's the group one.
Boom. Yep. Growth Stack Drive and Ken Jocelyn page. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Kickstart Your Week. Super excited today, guys. Grab a pen and a sheet of paper. You don't need a new year to make a change. All you need is a Monday. I absolutely love that quote. Can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me okay this morning?
Yes, we can.
Give me a thumbs up this morning. I was sharing this just a minute ago with everybody. I have been studying and working on this week. We're working on the swag bag stuff for our Scottsdale boot camp. So we're going to be doing our own version of a Growth Stack Drive planner. So the insides are some of it will look a little similar, but it's going to be a little different as well. It's going to have some of our incremental, not monumental stuff, our Sundays 4Rs. It's going to have some of the quotes. It's going to have some of the content that we talk about on a consistent basis. Our 5 GSD code filters: passion, focus, intentionality, teachability, flexibility. It's also going to have some of the things that we're going to talk about today. Winston, I got your friend request. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me let a couple more people in the room real quick. Guys, here's what I want to talk about. Last week, we really hit on daily routine is a major indicator or a major factor of success. Last week, I talked about John Maxwell's quote: "You'll never change your life until you change something that you do daily." The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. And I talked last week about how we started our day and how we finished our day. Today, what I want to do is I want to get a little granular on how we start our day. Like, I literally want to put some handlebars on it. And I know if Kristen Gomez is in the room, he'd make fun of me for saying put some handlebars on it. But that's my saying. I put the cookies on the bottom shelf, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got 3 things that I want to give you this morning when it comes to a morning routine. And again, I've been processing through this now for a good week because I've been working on our own Growth Stack Drive planner that we'll have available. It'll actually be available before boot camp in Scottsdale. Number 1, our morning routine. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this. Number 1, use a planner. Use a planner. Number 1, I want you, if you don't have a planner, I want you to get one. You can use I don't care which one you use. I don't care if it's just like a 1-line journal that's blank. I don't care what you use. Like I said, we'll have our Growth Stack Drive planners out in the next 5 or 6 weeks. And they'll be really specific to all of the content and the core ideas that we talk about, especially when it comes to what I believe is the most important thing, which is your morning routine. Number 1, use a planner. And then under number 1, I want you to write this down. Start the night before. Start the night before. Your Monday starts on Sunday evening. I see Charlie Wetmore nodding his head yes down there. Your Monday, your Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday always start the night before. Your week does not begin Monday. I said this last night on the call. Your week does not begin on Monday morning when your alarm clock goes off. Your week begins Sunday night before you go to bed. You set yourself up for success on Sunday night. Now, I'm going to ask a really honest question. I know it's early, so some of you guys don't have makeup on. All the chicks in the room, all the dudes were like, we don't care, right? We're going to be in the room. We just don't care. Marguerite's like, I got a Snuggie on. I've got some glasses on. I'm good. Rose is on the East Coast. So it's already 8:12 there. Aiden's on the East Coast. So they're all chilling at. Aiden, I saw you work out yesterday. Get it in, girl, on Sunday. I saw you over there trying to get that workout in. Everybody else is like, forget you guys. It's Sunday. It's a Monday morning. I'm on the West Coast. I ain't showing my face. But here's what I want to say. It starts the night before. How many of you guys, by giving me a thumbs up, will say, Ken, I spent 10, 20, 30 minutes last night planning my week out this week? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, so I got close. Doug, you're on the beach, man. I'll give you a pass this week, bro. You're on the beach hanging out with the fam. How many of you guys would say, Ken, I need to develop a discipline and a habit on Sunday night to be able to go into Monday better prepared? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Every single one of us should say, yes, that is me. So number one, I want to talk about using a planner. How many of you guys are currently using a planner? Raise your hand. Let me see real quick. How many of you guys are currently using a planner? Okay, so there's a couple of you using a planner. Again, number one, your morning routine, I believe, John Maxwell believes, I've got quotes in here, Ansel Adams. I've got quote after quote after quote from phenomenal leaders, literally world-class leaders who talk about the morning routine being super important. Number one, for us at Growth Stack Drive, we're going to use a planner. We're going to start the night before. So here's a couple things that I want to do. These are some things that are going to be specific to our planner that I'm designing right now for us at Growth Stack Drive. Number one, I want you to start. I'm going to get to this in just a minute, but we're going to do 2 task lists. But the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down what's your commit to 3. So when you're using a planner and you're starting the night before, I want you to write down what are my top 3 things that I need to get done tomorrow. What are my top 3 things that I need to get done tomorrow? There's a story from way back in the day. I believe it was Charles Schwab paid a guy, a consultant back in, I think it was 1920 something. Doug probably knows this story because he knows every quote and every story in the history of man. But Charles Schwab paid this guy to come in and help him with his time management and his skills. And he even asked him, he said, what do you owe me? He goes, I don't want you to pay me anything till I come in. I'm going to spend some time with you. And then once I teach you this, you can send me whatever you think it's worth. So this guy came in and literally all he taught Charles Schwab was really the principle of the top 3 or the top 5. I want you to write down your top 3 to 5 things every single day. And I want you to start on number 1. When it's done, you scratch it off and you go to number 2. When it's done, you scratch it off and you go to number 3. And the story goes that Charles Schwab sent him a check for $25,000 when he finished because it made such an impact in his life. And this was at the turn of the century. This was 100 years ago. $25,000 is a lot of money now. Back then, I think $25,000 is valued at about 1.2 or 1.3 million dollars now. So guys, this principle, number 1, it's not rocket science. Number 2, it really, really works. And so one of the things when we get down to number 3, I want to dig into this principle just a little, but number 1, we're going to use a planner. We're going to start the night before. One of the first things we're going to do the night before is we're going to look at our next day and what's the top 3 things that I can do. Now, let me say this, and I want you to write this down. Great leaders can differentiate between tasks. Great leaders can differentiate between tasks. They understand the ROI, the return on investment. Because how many of you guys have went throughout a workday, and this is every single one of us. How many of us have went throughout a workday? Man, we've put 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours in. And dude, we've been going and going and going and going and going all day long. We've been answering emails. We've been doing this. We've been doing that. We've been doing all the busy work only to get to the end of the day and look up and go, crap, I didn't get anything productive done. How many of us have done that? We've all done that. Literally. So one first thing I want you to do, use a planner. Start the night before. I want you to write down your top 3 things. Literally, what's the number 1 thing? And I want you to write that down. What's the number 2, the second thing? And I want you to write that down. When you're finished, then you go in order. There's a book called Indistractable by Nir Eyal. It's Nireyal, Nireyal. And this is what he says, and this is one of the principles in this book called Indistractable. He says this: every task needs a time. Every task needs a time. So let's say your number 1 thing. So like yesterday, I worked on. I had 2 things I wanted to knock out yesterday. I wanted to knock out our podcast process, which I added a couple steps in yesterday. I added them in, emailed the VA. Today, I've got to get out my media kit done. So when I'm on a guest on other people's podcasts, I got invited to speak at a a thing in San Diego, Small Business Development Center or something like that for San Diego. I got invited to speak and I had to turn in a whole media kit. Like, what's my top 3 talks? What's my bio? Tell me 3 things about blah, 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 blah. So that's one of the things, like, I've got to knock that out today because number one, that's important. Why is that important? It's not menial work, because when I get that done and I can turn that in, it's going to generate what, guys? Somebody give me a heads up. What's it going to generate me? I can't hear. I don't know if you're talking. I can't hear you because you're muted. But what's it going to generate me, guys?
It's going to generate money.
That's exactly right. It's going to generate
time, and saves you time on the next one.
That's exactly right. It's going to generate revenue. Number one, it's going to generate revenue. Number two, it's going to help me put a process in place. So the next time somebody says, "Hey, Ken, I'd love for you to come speak at this. I'd love for you to be a part of this." Then what I do is that email comes straight into my admin assistant. My admin assistant can take care of everything. Go right on Dropbox, send them a link to all of that bio and that media kit, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a speaking engagement that I get invited to. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do today. So in the book, Indistractable, Nirial says every task needs a time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give that specific task 2 hours of my time today. So I have blocked off 2 hours of my time. And if you'll give me just 1 second, I'm going to tell you exactly what that time looks like for me today. So today I have got that down on my calendar for 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So I have 2 hours blocked away for that specific task. Somebody tell me what I'm not going to be doing during that 2 hours. Unmute your mics real quick. What am I not going to be doing in those 2 hours?
Everything else.
Give me specifics. I want to get really granular today. That's a great answer there, Rosa. Everything else.
Taking phone calls.
Taking phone calls. Doug Volsky, what else am I not going to be doing? Doug's trying to figure out how to unmute his mic on his phone over there. I
didn't want to lose you too. I use that HVA a lot. Anything that's high value activity, but it has to do with focus only on the things that you have in front of you. If that's your time block. Use that time block. I do it 15 minutes usually. And I don't have it all figured out. I'm learning from you.
and I'll tell you what, guys. So Doug and I talk a lot. So I ask Doug questions. Like obviously this book, Donald Miller in the book that I'm going through right now, Business Made Simple, which is phenomenal. This book is absolutely phenomenal by Donald Miller. So I'm learning. I pick up different things from different people. This book, Indistractable, which is basically a time management book, how to block out time. So today what I've done is I've given myself 2 hours. So guess what I'm not going to be doing? I'm not going to be answering emails. Not going to be on my social media. I'm not, like, literally my phone is sitting right here on my desk. Look, my phone is in a little thing and it's sitting right here on my desk. My phone will be face down and I will not be paying attention to my phone. So I'm already super ADHD as it is. So I don't need any distractions, because like any distractions for me cause me to go squirrel and literally my attention gets diverted away. So I'm going to take 2 hours. I'm going to take about 25 minutes. I'm going to get up for about 5 minutes. I'm going to run to the restroom. And then if I need to do something in those 5 minutes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset. Doug talked about it, 15 minutes. About 20 to 25 minutes is scientifically is about all your brain can handle in one spurt. Then you need to take a couple 3 to 5 minute break and then be disciplined to sit back down and jump right back into whatever that task is. So today for me, I know that media kit's got to get knocked out or at least started. So I'm going to be doing that. So I spent some time yesterday gathering media kits from Anthony Trucks. Anthony and I were on the phone. Carlos Reyes and I were texting back and forth yesterday, getting media kits from different people and friends that I have that obviously are in the same line of working in the same field, looking to see what they have, what kind of information's on there, looking through that application process for that Small Business Development Center in San Diego and exactly what they want me to do and what they need me to do. So use a planner, start the night before. What is your commit to 3? Great leaders can differentiate between tasks. They know what, and Doug said it just a minute ago, they know what's a high value activity and what's not. Because guys, here's what I want to challenge you guys today. I want to challenge you guys today to avoid the urgent. I want to challenge you guys today to avoid the urgent. Don't lean into the things that are urgent. Lean into the things that are important. Don't lean into the urgent. Lean into the things that are important. Listen, your email inbox, unless you're a mortgage person or a real estate person, or Charlie, you've got a deal that you've got to have, you've got to have this proposal signed off by noon and you need to check your email. Here's another thing. If I have something like that, guys, here's another time hack. My admin, my VA knows, hey, I'm waiting on an email from so-and-so. When that email gets there, you let me know that email's in. Text me or use Slack and let Slack pop up and know that email or whatever it is I'm looking for, let me know that that's there. So start the night before. What's my commit to 3? And then I want you to go ahead and fill out your calendar for the next day. So last night, if you guys saw my video last night, I came on live about 8:45 p.m. Central Time. I got online. I literally walked through my day, filled in my entire calendar for today. I know exactly what I've got going on today. So start the night before with your planner. What's your commit to 3? Like, what's my top 3 things? And then what's the rest of my calendar look like? Number 2, here's the thing on your morning routine. Yes, paper planner. Yes, you can use your commit to 3, but I want you to write this down. Listen, there is a spiritual principle. When you write things down, there is something that happens when you begin to write goals and you begin to write vision down. This is something that I didn't understand about 1998, the first time that I heard about BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, mission statement, vision, core values, all of those things. I sat in a leadership session with who turned out to be one of my mentors, about 400 or 500 other youth pastors and youth leaders at a big conference in Atlanta. I heard this. Was the first time. I never forget. I had one of the big at a glance. Do y'all remember those big giant black calendars that had each day had a big block, and there was like 3 years inside that big calendar? I wrote down that day, guys, I wrote 3 years of vision down. This is how powerful a mission statement, core values, and vision is. And this isn't just a secular business principle. This is a spiritual principle. I'll never forget, I wrote down my mission statement. When they told me what a mission statement was: worship, change, teach the authority and truths of God's word with a resulting vision that creates an army of young people to make a worldwide difference for the kingdom of God. That was my mission statement. I came up with it in 45 seconds. That was 22 years ago. And I still remember it just like I was sitting in the room. The next thing I did was I wrote down core values. The next thing I did was I wrote down 3 years of vision. I'm talking about crazy vision, like raising $70,000 and building my own 7,200 square foot youth facility out with a 50s diner it literally looked like you walked into Happy Days all over again with PS2s. That's how old this was. PS2s on the wall. We didn't even have flat screens back then. It was the tube TVs, right? But we had all that. We had a game room. We had pool table. We had ping pong. We had stand-up video games. A huge auditorium that I spent about $150,000 on AV and lighting system in that thing. Was unbelievable. Everything I wrote down for 3 years, minus one thing, and that was Kelly coming on staff to be my full-time worship pastor. That was the only thing in 3 years that did not come to pass. Everything else came to pass. Listen, there is something supernatural. There is a spiritual principle when you start to write things down on paper. So use a planner. So start the night before, your top 3, and then I want you to fill your time in. Number 2, start early. I want you to start early. My first 2 or 3 people, every time we do a call, look at who the first 2 people up here are. Ben Berg and actually it was Melvina. I think Winston was out. I think she had to go wake him up before everybody else got in here so he could get up and join us. My first 2 people were people on the West Coast. It's 5 a.m., guys. And these cats are up early in the morning. Start early. Why do we start early? Somebody want to give me a guess? Somebody chime in. Why do we start early, guys?
Uninterrupted time.
Say that again, Melvin.
You walk without interruption. No phone ringing at that early in the morning.
Yep. No distractions. That's a great one. Somebody else, guys. Why else do we start early in the morning?
Well, I like to think it's because I have more energy.
You have more energy?
Yeah,
most definitely. You start early in the morning. Number one reason, all of those reasons are great. Your mind is the sharpest first thing in the morning. Your mind is the sharpest first thing in the morning. Why? Because it's completely rested. Unless you get up at 2:36 like I did this morning and lay there in the bed the rest of the morning, waiting for the day to go, right? But I will take a nap this afternoon. I ain't lying. About 2:30 or 3, my butt will be in there. I'll take me a good hour to hour and a half nap this afternoon. But my mind is the sharpest, guys. So listen to this, write this down. Your most important tasks need to be knocked out first thing in the morning. Your most important tasks need to be knocked out first thing in the morning. It's just like your body. Like, you go throughout the day and it's just your mind, the fuel, really your mind is the fuel that runs you throughout the day. But your fuel, your creativity, you're just not as sharp at the end of the day as you are first thing in the morning. So second thing is we're going to start early. My mind is the sharpest because it's completely rested. Number 2, I have the most creative energy. It's when I think the best because my mind is rested. Any thoughts on that, guys? Any comments or thoughts on those first 2 things before we jump into number 3?
Well, if I could add something there real quick, one of the reasons why I like the early morning is it goes back to something that I was taught from a mentor years ago. And he says, you know what? You do not see somebody in the symphony, strings, violin, cello, bass. They do not stop halfway through the concert to tune their instrument. All the tuning happens before the concert starts. And I feel the same way about my day. I start my day, I get my instrument, me, tuned for the day, and then it just goes. And I can tell when my instrument is not tuned or when I shortcut my my morning routine. So,
and Charlie said that. Was it last week, Charlie? You said the one day you didn't get up and do your journal?
Last Monday.
And tell me how Monday went.
I was lost all day.
Yeah.
Best way to put it.
Guys, it makes a huge difference. So number 1, if you're not using a planner, I want to challenge you to use a planner. Ben, how big of a difference on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the biggest, how big of a difference has it been for you to do that?
You know what? It's actually a huge difference because then I get a lot of the thought processes out of the way for the day, and I can keep those important things important and keep the minutia of the urgent things farther off the radar, so to speak.
That's funny because you said minutia, and that's actually in my third point right here. You've been looking at my notes, man. You got access to my Google Drive, man. So
I'm not saying I don't.
The third thing I want you to do is I want you to create 2 task lists. Okay. You're like, oh my God, Ken, I can't even barely handle 1 task list. Now you're asking me to create 2. Yes. This is one of the things that he talks about, y'all talks about in the book Indistractable as well. Talks about 2 task lists. Here's what this is going to look like. Your first task list is going to be your commit to 3. It's going to be your top 3 things. All of your other tasks, this is where I have the word minutia written down, the time killers. Those are all the other things that you need to get done. Okay. Every single one of us, guys, if I've got let's say if I showed you guys my storage closet, if I showed you my storage closet today, you'd be like, dude, he is OCD. Like that thing looks good. But if I showed it to you about 2 weeks ago, you'd be like, dang, did somebody throw a grenade in there? Did a tornado run through your storage closet? Because it looked terrible. But the reality of it is I could spend 3 or 4 hours on a Monday or a Tuesday getting my storage closet cleaned out, but it's not productive. It's just busy time. And again, great leaders can differentiate between tasks. The HVAs, they can differentiate between the high value activities and the things that are just taking up time. Not that those things don't need to be done, but those things, if they don't generate revenue, number 1, if they don't move your business forward, number 2, then those things do not go on that top 3. They go on that second task list. So create 2 task lists. You're going to do a top 3. And then you're going to do all of the other things that are on the other list. And even on your second list, I want you to rank those in order of importance. Okay. I want you to rank those in order of importance. And that's what I've got. all of the rest, and I've got minutia, those things are time killers. So we've got 5 core values at GSD. And the second one is focus. And focus is how we dominate our calendar. So overview this morning. Number 1, morning routine. We're going to put some cookies on the bottom shelf this morning. Number 1, I'm going to use a planner and I'm going to start the night before. My Monday starts Sunday night. So if you guys didn't start last night, guess what? You get a do-over tonight. Tonight, take 10 minutes, and I want you to start on Tuesday tonight before you go to bed. Number 2, you're gonna write down your top 3. Commit to 3. You can use the app if you want to, but I want you to write down what are my top 3 things that I'm going to do. And then in the morning, I want you to knock those things out. Number 1, when it's done, mark it off, go to number 2. And then block those times out. Every task needs a time. Every task needs a time. Nir Eyal says in his book, Indistractable. Every task needs a time. Put a time block on whatever that number 1 thing is. If you think you can do it in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever that looks like, go ahead and put a time block on that, and then literally block all of the other distractions from coming into your life. If it's your phone, if it's your email, literally close your Gmail tab. Flip your phone over face down on your desk. If you need to put it in another room so you don't grab it and you can stay focused, then put it in another room. It's like this. Listen, if you're an alcoholic, you're not going to keep alcohol in your house. If you've got a fat kid like I do on the inside of me screaming to get out every day, I'm not keeping Keebler fudge stripe cookies and some milk in my refrigerator. Because if I did, this fat kid right here is going to want to eat them all, right? Like, I just don't keep them in my house. If you can't not pick your phone up and look at it or switch over to your Gmail tab, then put your phone in your room. Close your Gmail tab. Like, don't do those things. Block them off. Great leaders differentiate between the level or the HVAs on their task. Start early. It's when your mind's the sharpest. You have the most creative energy. There's no distractions. Number 3, create 2 task lists. Your top 3 or top 5, whatever that looks like. Depending on your what you do, your task may not take giant chunks of time. They may be smaller, and that's fine. And then a task list with all of the other things. The minutia, as Ben Berg stole my thunder just a minute ago, all the things that are time killers, guys. And then again, if there's one thing you write down, every task needs a time. Every task, block those times off. And I promise, guys, if you'll do this, somebody give me, what's your top thing you've got to get done today? Somebody tell me what that is.
I'll go. Jumping into Lake Tahoe on this one. Hey, I got to run down to the local city office. I got to fill out some business licensing stuff for my company. So I got to do that first thing this morning.
Nice. Somebody else.
I got to drop a deposit check off for a house and clean up my father's property that's getting sold and closing up. That's like it's work that needs to get done.
Love it. Yep, those are things that got to be done. Do you have those things? You got a time on those, James? What that looks like?
Right after this call, it's like I'm doing like one after the other, so it'll take me like an hour to knock out both.
Perfect. Somebody else, guys. Vivian Ho, yeah, grab you a 10X planner. Grab you one of these. You can grab a 10X planner. You can go online and grab them. We will have GSD planners done in about 4 weeks. I actually emailed Abby Diaz this morning to find out what the turn time. I think she said it's going to be 2 weeks. So we'll have my team, my design guys will have the inside guts of it done this week, and then we'll send them off. So we'll have them in about 3 weeks. We'll have them on the website for you guys to be able to order. So if you want to hold off, you can. Again, ours are going to be specific to us. Like even the things that we're talking about this morning, there will be some notes up front. There's going to be a QR code for you guys. So if you get one of these planners, there'll be a QR code for you to be able to go in, click the QR code. It'll take you directly to Kajabi, or we're transitioning that over into Lightspeed with Bradley and those guys soon. It'll take you right into one of the things I'm going to shoot in the studio next month is going to be some of these concepts about morning routine, incremental, not monumental. Some of the things we talk about on a consistent basis that may or may not be, they're going to be in the GSD code, but we didn't really get granular on those. So I'm going to be in the studio shooting some of these things. So you'll be able to go in the planner. You'll be able to click the QR code. It'll take you immediately. Those courses will be free. You'll be able to go in there and see those and do those again. And you'll have the notes at the very beginning. And we're also going to drop, there'll be a quote for every single day in the planner that we have that has something to do with what we talk about at GSD, something to do with your day, something to do with the power of planning, those kind of things. Somebody else, guys, give me your top 1 or 2 things you're doing today.
I will finish my presentation that was overdue 3 weeks.
I got you, Vivian. That would be good. Well, you haven't sent your emails out yet because it's only 5:38 there. How did your text messages go on Friday afternoon to all your agents?
I text 44 messages to realtor. I got 3 replies. Take me off from your message. And I got 2 positive replies. Very good mindset. Keep going.
Okay, so how are we handling? Tell everybody how we're handling the 3 that said take me off your list.
Well, Perkins, he's very nice and polite. Before I talked to him, I was like, I'm gonna delete those snuggy people. I don't want them in my life. But he's like, just be polite and nice. It's like, okay, thank you. If you need me for anything, I will always be here. So I do that.
So yeah, I said, listen, just text them back. I know it sucks, and I know people are cranky and people can be hateful. Just text them back. Say, hey, no problem at all. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If there's anything I can do to serve you or your clients, please let me know. I'm available. Thanks, Vivian Ho. I said, then take them off. And then if they want to do business with you in the future, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. You're out there going after those 2 or 3 people that are going, hey, and she's a brand new mortgage person. So I'm telling you, she's texting 45 agents. And Melvina, you guys need to be doing this too. She's texting 45 agents every Friday, and she's telling them what, Vivian?
Hi, this is Vivian from PIMG. I'm on the way home from my office. Actually, I'm just in my office. I'm not going home. Anyway, yeah, from the living room to the bedroom or whatever. That's on the way home to the office. So today is Friday. If you need me to pre-approval your client, I'm working on Saturday and Sunday as well. Feel free to contact me. Thank you and have a great weekend. Awesome.
And she's never done that before. And so now she's been doing that for what, 2 weeks now, Vivian?
Like 2 or 3 weeks.
And so she's already getting 2 to 3 agents every week. And she also texts them on Monday morning and gives them a quote. She gives them some kind of a motivational quote for Monday. Hey guys, it's Monday morning. This is Vivian at PGMI or whatever the name of her mortgage company is. Hey, just want to let you know, man, if there's anything I can do to serve you or your clients, I'm right here for you. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Stay in front of people, stay in front of people. Those are things that need to be the night before in your planner. Guys, what do those, and listen, that's a free marketing hack for Vivian. That is something that's going to make a difference in her business. Because after about 2 months, and here's the thing, guys, this is where incremental, not monumental kicks in. Small daily discipline decisions over time equal monumental results. This is where in 2 months or 3 months, an agent looks up and goes, man, you know what? Oh, man, I got to give this girl a shot because she has not stopped texting me, asking me, how can she serve me or my clients? And I guarantee you she's going to get business out of that. Then when you get the business, all you got to do is perform and take care of them and serve them through the lens of relationship and adding value. And you do that, you got a customer for life. So today, guys, morning routine, use a planner, start early, create 2 task lists. Any thoughts before we jump off and go crush it today, guys? You guys are quiet this morning.
I got one suggestion. Let's all text or call Ken about 10:45 to hold him accountable to not
and see if you're going to be blowing my Slack channel up. You'll be blowing all my stuff. So guys, here's another little time hack for you guys. So on my team with my agents and with my sales and marketing guys with Zach and Jason. So Slack is the first means of communication. Email is the second means of communication. And if something happens, then we pick the phone up and call one another. But that's the order of importance. You know, if it's you Slack, you use it on Slack. So Slack stays up on my desktop all the time too. you hit Slack if you need to get me. If it's something if it's urgent, more urgent than you email. If it's super urgent, then you send me a phone call or shoot me a text and see if I'm available or when can I be available. So does that help you guys? Osbert, you're on a little stash right there, homie. I see that down there. Look at you, bro. Trying to grow a little stash.
It'll be shaved next week for growth. I mean, this week for GrowthCon, Ken. So
come on, baby. How many?
I'm in Orlando right now with my family, so like we're on a little vacation beforehand yet.
I love it.
Just wanted to leak out and get on the meeting.
I love it, baby. Come on, man. How many of you guys are going to GrowthCon? Anybody going to GrowthCon in the room? David Ridenhour, Charlie's going to be there. Aiden, I know Aiden's going to be there because she's staying with us, knucklehead. So I know you're going. Well, cool, guys. So we're going to have a phenomenal time this week. We will see you guys on Wednesday. We've got a brand new challenge that we're going to kick off on Thursday morning. It's going to be a phenomenal time. We've got GrowthCon this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be in Miami for about 6 days. And you know how it works? It's going to be 1 degree warmer in Birmingham, Alabama all week than it is going to be in Miami. But I'll be able to look at the beach because my condo, like on my balcony, it looks right at the beach. So we're going to have a blast. Aren't we, Aiden? Aren't we, David Ridenhour? We're going to have a blast this week, baby. So cool. I love you guys. Crush it today. Do me a favor. I'm going to make you make me a commitment right now. When we hang up from this call, I want you to go straight to the GSD Facebook page. I want you to post a video of one thing that you're grateful for and one thing that you took away from this call today. We good? Give me a thumbs up if you can do that. Chase Riley, I don't see a thumbs up. Come on, show me. There you go. So I've got at least 16, 17 people that are going to go post a video. I'm looking for you. If not, I'm going to come find you today. Hey, y'all knock it out, guys. Let's go crush it today.